Brooklyn Flea opened in 2008. It was 130, 140 vendors. We always had some food there. At the beginning, we were trying to get people to come to Brooklyn, some of them for the first time, convince them to cross the river, that sort of thing. And so when the Flea opened, we needed to have some food for them because there wasn't a lot of places for people to eat near the Flea. And we wanted them to be able to eat after something of a journey. So the food was really like an accommodation for people. It was like a necessity. But the food very quickly, within a couple months, sort of became popular. There was a New York Times article at like the end of May, within 2 months, about the food being the sort of secret destination at the Flea, the artisanal food movement. You could get granola, you could get miniature cupcakes, you could get organic ice cream, you could get homemade ricotta cheese. Basically what happened is the food got so popular, we got so many applications over the first few years of the market that we spun off the food into its own market called Smorgasburg. Smorgasburg is all food and has grown from 30 to 40 vendors in 2011 on one day to being 100 vendors every Saturday and Sunday. My sort of sphere has been the curating of the market.
My name is Renee Holland and I am the owner of Bonchovi. I grew up in Seattle, Washington. I would call myself a self-trained chef, no culinary school, just kind of figuring it out on my own. I used to work in music. I was a music supervisor, so that's why I moved to New York originally. After the maybe second, third week of Smorgasburg 5 years ago, I left my full-time job and started doing this. I love everything from the sea. Anchovies, I thought it's an underutilized product. Super delicious, but for some reason people in the US are kind of freaked out by like eating small fish, eating the head and the tail and everything like that. So I thought it would be fun to try something different. It's been working, yeah. People seem to like it. Our signature dish is definitely the fried anchovies. I import fresh anchovies over from Turkey, from the Black Sea. And then we do a little bit of an egg wash and roll them in some seasoned breadcrumbs, pop them in the fryer, and we make a smoked paprika mayo dipping sauce. We do fish sandwiches and then we do the fried anchovies as well. We always rock out 80s hair metal, kind of our thing.
My name's Nolo Lopez and this is my food stand, Mofongo NY. Food started for me when I was 15 years old. I was getting in trouble in school. And I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. My mom would drive me from Maguala to San Juan over 2.5 hours every Saturday just to take just simple culinary skills, basic knife skills, preparing sauces, and I just focused all my energy into that. So that's where the culinary seed started. I used to come to Smorgasburg 4 years ago when it was just in Williamsburg. And to me it was really interesting how Williamsburg used to be such a heavy Latin area and there's yet no Latin vendors there. So I just started looking into it. I guess you identify different food trends that happen throughout New York, which change every other day. I thought it was cool to bring a specific dish from the island, like mofongo, straight to New York. So mofongo is fried plantains mashed by hand with fresh garlic and adobo spices and these traditional wooden mortars, the same way my ancestors have been doing it forever. That's basically the base of what the bowl is. Then we have different locations throughout New York, and in every single location that we have, we do different stuffings. The Prospect Park one right now, which people are lining up for, we do either Creole chicken, which is a tomato-based sauce with carrots, onions, green and red bell peppers, chicken, obviously sofrito base, and then we also have a vegetarian option where we substitute the chicken for cremini mushrooms. Then we stuff it with either pork cracklings or not if you're vegetarian. That's our signature dish here. And we just try and focus on one thing and try and every time we come out, try and perfect it. It's really cool to actually be out here. It's the time of the year where everybody wants to kick it outside, especially now before fall.
What are some of your favorite foods and drinks here?
I love the French fries, and I get them with different sauces, and I know I shouldn't eat them, but I get them anyway. I will always get Blue Marble ice cream with my children. I love the strawberry ice cream with Blue Marble, it's my favorite. I love El Gato nachos, so they make nachos from scratch. They're this funky couple who live upstate. They make them some way that makes me really happy. There's this guy called Capisci. It's kind of like a play on capiche. He's from this tiny island near Sicily, that he will tell every single person who comes to his booth about him. We are constantly expanding, actually, and opening Bergen in 2014. A lot of people work in this office building, and so they consider Bergen like part of the space. And so they would just like come down here to eat lunch. Vendors who started at the market with a dream really of just having a successful stand at a market one day a week. My sense is that a lot of them they're in jobs that they don't love, like anybody else, and they want something else that satisfies them on the side. And then Smorgasburg or the Flea becomes that. We have expanded to having, from having one location in 2008 to 4 locations in 2012. Then we also have Central Park Summer Stage, South Street Seaport. This year we expanded to be in Coney Island. The proudest part of what we do is when a vendor is able to expand, hire more people, rent space, add to the economy, add to the social fabric. When we feel like we're following through on our promise of creating that platform, it's incredibly gratifying, personally and professionally.
Opening a restaurant in Bay Ridge, so yeah, look for that next month. It's gonna be bon jovi, like all seafood, kind of a rock and roll fish shack concept. Yeah.
We really just want to get known before we venture out and do bigger things. This is where we're at. We started really small, we're growing, we're really happy to be here, and the people love it.